let's touch on our main focus point for today, and that's the sharp decline in Chinese freight vessel traffic that is scheduled to show up on West Coast ports, mainly here in Los Angeles and Long Beach. And this is for the week ending May 3rd. That's this week. Okay. And the number of freight vessels leaving China is scheduled to be down 29% week over week. That's week over week. Okay. That's from this week and the previous week. Okay. Remember, it takes a while for these vessels to get here, usually many weeks. And so you're starting to finally feel the impact here. Year over year data shows a 44% decline is expected the week after next. Okay, so you're going from 29% to 44%. And so it's precipitous. And the data is updated on a daily basis. What it looks at is vessels that are declaring the port of destination, that have already left port, as well as those are headed, that are scheduled to leave, okay, a particular port. Now, this is already showing up in the truckload data. According to DAT Freight Analytics, 700,000 loads have evaporated nationally in the past week compared to 2 weeks prior. Think about that. 700,000 big rigs that are on the road to move goods across the country. Because that's what, the logistics of our supply chains here in the US typically goes, say, we're importing from Asia, mostly China. It's hitting West Coast ports, usually Long Beach and LA, the two busiest ports in the world. And they go onto trucks and they ship throughout the country. Now, obviously, that's not 100% of the logistics, but it's the bulk that supplies our grocery stores, our big box retailers, small mom and pop businesses, etc. Now, this could be a short-term blip. Obviously, the White House continues to talk about de-escalation and trade deals, but in the very near future. But we still haven't had one. We have one rumor that they've come to one that needs to get approved by another country and their parliament. And we don't know what it is, if it's a big one, if it's a medium size or a small one. We don't know. Now, if you look at the companies that are operating the ships, you have a decline of anywhere between cancellation rate, meaning since the tariffs, how many of their vessels and shipments have been canceled. And it ranges between all the big ones, between 10 and 24% of their vessel trips have been canceled. And so this is going to hit our economy. It's not really a matter of if, it's a matter of the magnitude, how much inventory these retailers have. Now, as we talked about before with the GDP number, a lot of them have stocked up on inventory in preparation for this. So it's not like they were completely blindsided by this. They knew it to a degree, but probably not the extent of the tariffs. So some of them did kind of front load. But by likely early to mid-June, remember, we're in May. We're done with April. April is over. We have May and mid-June, about 6 weeks from now. That's when I think you'll start to see most of the acute problems in the inventory throughout the economy. And that ultimately manifests in people buying less because they just don't have the things in stock. And that means layoffs from salespeople, checkout people, customer service, et cetera, that are just not needed because the volume of goods simply aren't moving. And then obviously truckers, they're going to be without work, and certainly they're going to be suffering as well. So I wanted to highlight this because this is really the biggest story. It's despite the conjecture Doesn't matter. That's what I love about Wall Street, is narratives matter for the average person when it comes to, AI and things like that. But when it comes to the economy, narratives coming out of the White House or the opposition or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's what are the boots on the ground saying? What are the orders? And in almost every instance, you can measure these things. They're measurable. They're understandable. It's hard to hide from them. And that's why I wanted to highlight this, because this is going to hit. It's just a matter of what that impact magnitude will be, not really the timing, because the timing is kind of set at this point.